Yo, what's up, guys? Lil Killer from TrollingGamerHD, bringing brand new gameplay commentary. And round has just finished for both of the consoles. The PlayStation 4 was announced during E3, and the Xbox One was announced a while ago. And after watching both conferences, I'm gonna go with the PlayStation 4. But I know you Xbox, Microsoft fanboys out there will hate on me, and probably people who like PlayStation 4 will like the button below. If you hate Xbox, like it below. If you like Xbox, like it either way. Alright, but I'm gonna get into the video. I'm just gonna have a fun time with you guys. I'm not gonna make this too technical because honestly I don't even know how. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna be telling you guys, and I'll be putting up an image maybe, I don't know, and it's 100% true. What the PlayStation 4 did, they made them look better, even though they're probably gonna have a lot of problems. If you didn't know, in the Xbox 360, you can record gameplays or any clips from games with HDMI, but on the PlayStation 4 you can't because there's the HDMI protection. Because what that is, or I mean the PlayStation 3 you can't because there's the HDMI protection because there's a Blu-ray player on that. People would just watch HD movies and record with HDMI and just burn the movies and stuff. So that's why you cannot record with HD on the PlayStation 3. You have to you can record in HD, but you gotta use component cables. But it's not as good, but it's still good enough. The quality you're seeing right now is component, but I did autocorrect and it made it to 1080p. But I rendered it in 720 because 1080 takes too long, and probably none of you guys watch it in 1080. But going back to the topic, I'm going to be comparing the two. Guys, like I said, this is the first round. We're not too sure. Anything could be changed. Anything could be added. Anything could be, anything can happen. Developers are still going to be working on the PlayStation 3 or 4 and Xbox One. So, I'm going to be talking about the stuff that PlayStation 4 did, or Sony did, that outsmarted Xbox One. So, the PlayStation 4 said the exact opposite of all the stuff that Microsoft had. That was bad. So how they're there's no online checks. Microsoft has, there's online checks. There's no restrictions on leading games on PlayStation, and they said it directly to counter Xbox One's problem, because we all know how the live cam is built in. PlayStation's no, we don't have a live cam built in. If you want to get one, you can. If not, go ahead, play without that. And that's basically a smart strategy in business, because you're just saying all the good stuff that you have that the other people don't. And I find that really smart, and that's what got me closer to the PlayStation 4. Now I'll be comparing the two. This is only round one, like I said. So for the Xbox One, the negative sides are there's a mandatory online check. There's no gaming, even offline, if you don't have internet for 24 hours, if you don't appear online. There's no lending games to your friends, or you have to pay an extra $5 fee every time you use it on a new console. Selling games are restricted, used games are restricted. There's a mandatory camera in it, and gold is $60. So for the PlayStation 4, what they did, they countered every single restriction or bad thing that the Xbox One had. So there's no online checks. There's no 24-hour suicide checks like the Xbox One does. It checks if you're online or not, or it doesn't. If you aren't, it doesn't let you play. There's no restrictions on lending games. You can trade with your friends. There's no restrictions on selling the games. You can buy used games, no problem. There's no mandatory camera, and there's no extra charge for Netflix. But the thing is, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm told that the PlayStation 4 is $399. It's $399, and the Xbox One is $499. But that also includes the live cam. That's mandatory. But I heard that the PlayStation 4 is only $400 just because it doesn't come with a controller, and the controller is $100. But I bet a lot of people don't know that, if it is true. And see, the PlayStation 4 is going to cost you more money once you get out of EB Games or Best Buy than the Xbox One. Because with the Xbox One, you're going to have a Kinect if you want one. You're going to have a controller with it. But with the PlayStation 4, you're not going to have a controller, and if you want to buy a Kinect, you got to buy it. And the Kinect's probably going to be roughly $100, and the controller's most likely $100, like rumors have been told out there, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't take me about factual information about the controllers. But the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is how the PlayStation 4 had more trailers about gaming than the Xbox One. PlayStation 4 showed gamers, they never talked about any TV or any fantasy sports. Like they want the PlayStation 4 only for gamers. You get what I'm saying? The Xbox One was showing all their cool features while listening to music, while playing games, while watching TV and pulling up the internet browser at once. But nobody does that. Honestly, I only turn on my PlayStation to either play COD or Grand Theft Auto or any other games. I don't use it to watch TV. I might use Netflix, but honestly, guys, Netflix, I suggest not to use it unless you have a lot of internet data or unlimited, because it does take up a lot of internet. You're streaming a movie from the internet, so imagine that, guys. It would take a lot of internet, trust me. But I'm sidetracking a bit. But what PlayStation did was they just outsmarted their opponent for round 1, but you never know, there's round 2 and maybe round 3. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the controller for both. So now, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One controllers. So the Xbox 4, the Xbox One controller hasn't changed much. It's still the same size. The thumbsticks have got better, because honestly, the PlayStation 4 had no dead eyes or dead ends, I don't know what they call it. It's basically like a dead zone where you move it doesn't work or not, or if you pull it out too much. So the PlayStation 3 thumbsticks were better than the Xbox 360s. A lot of gamers have said that. And the triggers are obviously better for PlayStation 3 controllers, in my opinion. But I would be completely honest with you, the controller was pretty small for the PlayStation 4. The Xbox 360 controller was pretty, it's, sorry if I'm mixing up PlayStation 4 3. It's just, I'm saying it multiple times as commentary, guys. I'm really sorry. So, basically it has changed, but the Xbox One controller is the same, and with a little bit of improvements. But the PlayStation 4 controller has improved a lot. It has a LDE screen, I believe, and the thumbsticks are slimmer, and they're way better, and they move way better, and there's no lag. The buttons, the A, X, Y, whatever, they have got better, and they're easier to press down. As soon as you press it, it'll work. Because I did have a problem on my PlayStation 3 controller where I had to really hardly press it. But I think that was just my controller because it fell too much. Okay, guys, we're sort of running out of time, so I'm just going to talk about the last thing about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now I'm going to be talking about their design, and it looks ugly. It's just a square box with no slim or nothing, no curves. It looks pretty ugly. It looks like an old VCR, to be honest with you. And what the PlayStation 4 did, it is actually bigger than the Xbox One, but they made it slimmer, a bit, it's not thick as the Xbox One, but it's bigger in length. That's just because it has more CPU processors, and the higher the processor is, the bigger it is. So it's big, and obviously they're not going to make it compact and small, because then the air will be overheating too much. So the PlayStation 4 does look sexier than the Xbox One, and it is true. It looks sort of like a box, but I'm gonna say it looks better than the Xbox One. Not just because I'm a PlayStation 4 fanboy. I'm not a 7-year-old. I don't fanboy. I buy whatever's better for me. That's pretty much it for this commentary, guys. I'm out. Peace. I hope this helped you out, and have a good day.